Good evening and welcome to a new installment of my S&P 500 analysis and trade plan videos. Had a nice little vacation, time to get back into some trading. I want to go here first of all to the weekly time frame here for the S&P 500 is not looking very pretty. If price action does hold support at these blue and yellow lines right here, which are the 8 and 21 EMAs, even on the weekly basis, they do at least hold some merit to follow. If price action holds in this area and starts to push up, still have pattern resistance up here will be around 274, 275-ish. But if it does break above this wick right here, can expect somewhat of a short squeeze. Now, that's just staying on the bullish side. Now, realistically, it could still potentially drop even further down here back to the 50 period on the weekly basis, as this is a reversal, a very bearish candlestick, even though volume doesn't necessarily imply or at least confirm that there's enough participation to continue pushing it down. Okay. Now that that's all done, a couple trades I did get to take while I was on my vacation. I got in 20 April 265s here at 169. Had a very nice trade there, in between flights basically. So I put in the order, left my stop just below the low of the day. A couple days later, came back to it, and I was able to close out once it did reject off this 21 EMA on the daily time frame. So very nice trade there. The next day came down, tested the 200 SMA again right here, got in the same 20 April 265 calls at 163, and those trailed me out at 314. So very nice trades there for the S&P 500. And going forward, what I'm actually going to be looking for is this trend line to hold. As I said already, on the weekly time frame, we had the 8 and 21s right here below price. Looks like it's supporting it. Volume at least implies that there is participation at support right there. So we'll see what happens if it does blow back up through all these lines. There's now a a resistance zone right here. So if there's a lot of sellers here, market makers, now that there's not big money coming in, algos can just basically see those orders and start pushing up through it, absorb it, and then finally go about their merry way and do what they need to do to make some money. So we'll be looking for some long entries here for the S&P 500 on Monday. Tech earnings are next week. Still some more other financial reports to come out. So we'll see what does happen. As far as the daily time frame and the moving averages over here, you can still see it's just in a chop zone, and since price action is below these lines, it is a resistance zone. So still going to stay bullish for now. If price action does continue to come down, we'll look for an entry around here at 260, which is the 200 SMA. If price action does blow straight all the way down through here, just like it did back here in March, it could potentially run down to test the lower end of this pattern here around 256. So just going to be very picky about my levels I do decide to trade. I'm not looking to scalp any plays. I want to get in, hold for a day, day and a half, 2 days for a nice solid move to lock in some significant profits. So this will be my trade plan for Monday going forward. I guess I can actually put some notes on here. I'll be looking for, let's call it 266 calls, about 2 weeks out. And down here for 260 calls, same thing.